To talk in depth about both trials today, Dylann Roof, Michael Slager, we bring in former State Attorney General Charlie Condon. Charlie, appreciate it as always you coming in. I want to start with Michael Slager. We're going to talk about Dylann Roof in a second because Slager took the stand today. We've talked about it. We've agreed he pretty much had to. The question was, how effective was he?
I thought the presentation by the defense was effective. I really do. Defendant Slager came across, he personalized himself, he showed appropriate emotion, and so I thought his testimony by and large was effective. I also thought the state was really effective also, and it comes down to Dylann Roof. He wants to tell jurors that I did this because I felt this way and it was reasonable, and I started shooting because I was in fear of my life. The defense, as we've talked about, that video was shown again in cross-examination, that 18 feet would be I think the linchpin of their case, and we'll just have to see how the jury, apparently the defense rested today, and so the jury should get this case tomorrow. We should know soon.
I think it's between two things, whether the jury wants to believe the video or they want to believe Michael Slager and how he said he felt scared.
Yes, jury, they have a couple of options here. One would be a not guilty verdict on all counts. I believe the judge will charge voluntary manslaughter, and there will also be a charge of murder. Now, the trend has been in these cases nationally for hung juries. If one juror holds out and says, I will not agree to what the others do, the case will be a mistrial, and my expectations would be, given the length of this trial, that if the jurors begin deliberation tomorrow, I would think it would take them at least a day or two to go through all this testimony and to begin deciding on this case. But it could be longer. Maybe
Friday, maybe even into next week, a 6-week possibly is what we're talking about.
It's been a lot. I mean, the information that they've gotten, both sides have presented really what I would call really complete cases. Both sides have been well funded, lots of experts involved, and lots of material for these jurors to consider.
Switching gears, talk about Dylann Roof. Bit of a surprise. We talked about it earlier in the show, not with you though, that Judge Richard Gergel says he's satisfied with how things are going in the courtroom, which I think is a bit surprising considering Dylann Roof is acting as his own lawyer, much to the chagrin of his legal counsel. I think is biting their tongue not to say anything because Gergel won't let him.
Great observation and great question. He's got some higher level thinking going on, doesn't he? He's talking to an individual juror, and it's not easy for anyone to be up in court asking a juror with the pressure of all that going on. He's got this higher level thinking, will you stand out against the others if you think the proper verdict would be against the other? And so I think this competency issue of defendant Roof is gone. It looks to me like his competency is being really proved by how he's handling himself in court.
Jury selection, we're only in day 2. Yes, it's going quicker, more smoothly, as they say, but we're going to be in this for a while as far as jury selection is considered, aren't we? It's going to take a while.
Correct, and correct. We're looking at a process there maybe going into next week. We've got holidays coming up. Again, this trial, we've just had the Slager case go for weeks and weeks. It would not surprise me to have the case against Dylann Roof go for weeks and weeks as well.
Right, and for the long haul. Charlie Condon, thank you very much.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.